In this video, we're going to be working with OpenNMS. That's network monitoring software. So we'll be doing an installation and configuration, and then afterwards we'll walk through the user interface and check out some of the features. We will be doing this on Fedora Linux, Fedora 41, but this is good for future releases of Fedora. And then I'm also using a VirtualBox VM. It's 4 gigs of RAM and 50 gigs of hard drive storage space. That's our environment. In a real environment, obviously the resources would be increased much higher than what I'm doing this demo in. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started and get this thing up and running. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is install our language packs and set our locale and our language for our environment. So let's go ahead and do that. Sudo dnf install langpacks -en glibc all packs and enter. Type in our password. Yes, complete. All right, now let's go ahead and set the locale and language. So sudo set locale lang equals en underscore us dot utf-8 and go ahead and enter. And let's go ahead and check out our settings to see if they're correct. And looks good. The locale US, key map layout US, language English. All right. Okay, all good. Now let's go ahead and run the next command, which is make cache. Sudo dnf make cache, makecache, enter, and metadata cache created. So our next step now will be to reboot the system. So let's go ahead and do a reboot. So we'll do a sudo init6, and we'll pause while that completes. Okay, we're back online, so our next step will be to create or install our database server. This will be a PostgreSQL server, and this will be, looks like 16 is the latest version. I believe for this it's 16.9. So let's go ahead and install the packages for our server, PostgreSQL server. So we'll do a sudo dnf-y install PostgreSQL 16-server, and we will hit enter. Type in our password and complete. All right, our next step will be to, actually let's go ahead and check out our parameters for our server here. So let's do a sudo dnf info PostgreSQL-server. Enter, and this should give us our information on the database that we just set up. So it's 16.9 and all the parameters associated with that installation. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a clear, get rid of all of this clutter, and now we need to initialize the existing database. So let's do a sudo focus user bin post GraphQL setup and init db, and initialization complete. So let's go ahead and enable this instance, or enable our SQL server, so it'll or our PostgreSQL server, so it'll automatically start up on boot up. So let's do or if the system goes down and comes back up, that the database server will automatically start up on its own. So sudo system control enable now and PostgreSQL. Enter, and it's set up to start automatically if the system goes down for any reason. All right, now we need to create a user for our database. So we will do a sudo -i-u postgres create user -P and OpenNMS. Enter. type it. We'll use password for this. And enter it again. And you'll use a more secure password than password in your installation. All right, now let's go ahead and create our new database for our OpenNMS application. So let's do a sudo -i-u Postgres create db -O OpenNMS and OpenNMS. Enter. All right, so we should be good. Now we need to alter our user Postgres, and we'll be altering the password, changing the password, or setting the password. And in this case, we're going to do a sudo -i-u Postgres PSQL-C quote or double quote alter user Postgres with password single quote, and we'll just use password to make it simple for this demo. Closed single quote and semicolon, closed double quote. Enter. All right, alter role complete. And our final step here in the database section is to edit our database server's comp files. So we'll do a sudo vi var lib pgsql data and pghba.conf. All right, and there's our file. We have two host entries here under IPv4 and IPv6. Let's go ahead and do a YYP here, and we'll comment out the first entry. And then we'll go to the end of the new entry we created, and we'll switch this ident with MD5. And we will go down to the IPv6 section and do the same thing. YYP, insert, comment, hashtag, #, whichever. And we'll go to the end of the second line that we created, X out the ident, hit A, and we'll put in MD5 in its place. And we'll do a escape, right quit, and then we will do a sudo system control reload PostgreSQL and complete. All right, so we should be good there. Let's go ahead and clear the screen before we continue on. Let's get rid of this clutter. And let's go ahead and install or download the package that we need to for the software, and then do the installation. So we'll do a sudo dnf-y install and be https://yum.opennms.org/repo files / and then the package, which is OpenNMS -stable -rel9. We're using the rel9 or the Red Hat version because this works successfully. They have a Fedora version and it doesn't install properly on the current version of Fedora. So we're using the Red Hat instance here, and it works fine. So, all right, rel9 no arc.rpm, and we'll go ahead and hit enter for password. Let that install. We'll pause while that completes. All right, and that completed quickly, so let's go ahead and do the actual install. So we'll do again, let's go ahead and clear the screen. We'll type sudo dnf-y install, and then OpenNMS, and enter. While this is loading, we'll go ahead and pause Our next step here is to run the commands to encrypt the credentials for the database connectors. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's clear this first. Messy. Okay, so we'll do a sudo -u OpenNMS /opt OpenNMS /bin and then scv cli set Postgres OpenNMS, and then our password is password. This would be whatever you created earlier. And we will hit enter. Okay, for our next one, we will do sudo -u OpenNMS opt OpenNMS bin scv cli and then set Postgres admin and then the account address, and our password was password. Again, this is whatever you created earlier. And enter. All right, complete. So let's go ahead and move on to the next step, which will be editing the data sources XML file. So let's do a sudo -u OpenNMS vi opt OpenNMS etc OpenNMS-data sources .xml. Let's see where I typoed my path here. Let's see, opt OpenNMS etc data sources. All right, so let's go ahead and open this file and go down to the password line. This is password. This is the password we created for it, for the OpenNMS account. So now let's move down to the OpenNMS admin, and we'll do the same thing here. And we'll do an append, and this is also password. We have OpenNMS monitor, and this will also be password. Let's go ahead and hit escape, right quit, get out of that file, and we'll do a clear. Okay, now that that's complete, let's go ahead and do the final steps for this process, the installation process. So let's do a sudo opt OpenNMS etc bin, and then run java -s. Enter. Okay, so we've Java to the path, to our path. Let's do a sudo again. Opt OpenNMS bin install -dis, and we'll pause here while this configures the database that we created earlier for OpenNMS. And complete. All right, now the last few steps are putting ports in the firewall and then starting our services. So not necessarily in that order. So let's do a sudo. Actually, let's clear this and see what we're doing. Do a sudo system control enable. Now OpenNMS. Enter. Oops, typo. Okay, finally enable. Right, we're enabling OpenNMS so that it starts automatically if the system's rebooted. And let's see. Now we're opening port 8980, which is the port that it listens on, the user interface. So we'll do a firewall command, add port equals 8980 /TCP, and then we'll make that permanent. So if the system reboots or whatever, that these parameters are still set in the firewall. Success. All right, now let's go ahead and do a reload on our firewall so that these new settings are applied. And should be complete. All right, now let's go ahead and do a system control, and let's make sure that OpenNMS is running. And yeah, we can see up here it's active, and we're also enabled up here, so we're good. All right, let's go ahead and go to, let's do a, it's 52, but we'll just check. Oh, no, 38. So that is our IP address. Let's go ahead and go to our browser here. Let's do 8980, hit enter and see what happens. And there we go. We have the login screen for our new OpenNMS installation, and admin is the default login. So again, and it'll automatically prompt you to change the password. We're not going to do it here, but if this were a real instance, not a demo, then you would change the password to something that was more secure. You can skip it from here, and let's go ahead and look around. I'm going to opt out of this, and we have one system that's configured, and this is the system that this software is running on. So we have options here to check out events, which we have none, and alarms, notifications, outages, surveillance, heat map trends, applications. We have a reporting section here. You can create custom dashboards here and custom maps. Future videos will go into more specifics on these different sections. But as for now, I think we're complete. So thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.